It's April again. The English countryside has awakened, and with each passing day it becomes greener, more abundant and alive. It's the beginning of the most beautiful 3/4 of the year here in England. From now until late autumn, the landscape will be delighting us with its beauty. First green leaves, then the spectacle of roses and wildflowers, followed by an abundance of brambles and apples until the leaves turn gold and brown. Please forgive me my nostalgia, but one of the foundations of slow living is learning to notice the seasons and how nothing lasts forever. It gently reminds us to cherish each day as it comes. In the first days of April, I went to the forest to gather some wild garlic. It's a very popular herb that grows in the shady woodlands here in the UK. I am not much of a forager, but one thing I know is to only take what you need. I wanted to make a small jar of pesto, and in April wild garlic is at its peak, so these are the last moments to gather young leaves for cooking or freezing. For my pesto, I'm using toasted pumpkin seeds as that's what I already had at home, but you can also use nuts or other seeds. Wild garlic pesto is made just like regular pesto, with lemon, parmesan and oil. But the fact that I collected the leaves myself from the woods makes it special, like medicine for the soul. I've been busy writing. There are 2 posts waiting on the blog for those interested in slow living and following seasonal rhythms. I started a new series about eating in tune with the seasons and British traditions. Hopefully you enjoy it and that it inspires you in the coming months and beyond. I'll leave the links in the video description. Since I have a jar of freshly made pesto, I can finally try the viral recipe. It's pretty simple. Add a couple of spoons of pesto to the pan and crack in an egg. I mixed the egg white a little with the pesto and let it fry. Please don't judge my egg. For the life of me, I can't get the timing right and my yolk is never runny. But nevertheless, this is a lovely idea for a quick breakfast or lunch for pesto lovers. And now let me show you my Mother's Day gifts. This is the card the children chose for me. It's extra touching because Jacob actually paid for it from his pocket money, which was very sweet of him. He also chose some of my favorite sweets, while Andrei supported the children and got me a pretty butter bowl that I had on my wish list for a while now. Last Sunday, Andrei and I visited a garden center to pick up a few pots and a new flower for the garden. I know I said I'm not buying any more plants until we move, but I happened to have a large empty container, so I decided to break my own rule and add a plant to my collection. One that's a staple in English countryside gardens, and I always wanted one. No, it's not a new rose, but I cannot wait for my Elizabeth to start flowering soon. One of slow living joys of April is working in the garden. Here is my new hydrangea. It normally flowers in summer, and this one was forced to bloom early under artificial conditions for Mother's Day. So unfortunately these current blooms will fade soon. But that's okay, it already has lots of new growth. So I'm going to repot it into a larger container, water it well, and hopefully it will be happy and bloom again throughout the summer.
Dużego kwiata to ciężko jest dookoła ziemię, gdzie pierdzielisz z odrzucaniem liści. Nie wiem, to się nazywa ten środek, tak. Musiałam ją trochę, muszę trochę przysadzić po prostu, żeby ona trochę głębiej była. To różnie się przycina, zależy też na jakim etapie są te róże.
My mom's favorite food is pasta, and Andrei treated us to a delicious carbonara. Now I have 5 egg whites left. Usually when I bake, I'm pretty confident. I've been baking for about 4 years now, and I can recite some recipes in my dreams. But meringue is not one of them. I've only made it once before, and while it was delicious, it was also quite messy. Let's see how it turns out this time. I've put the meringue in the oven and I'm washing my pretty new butter bowl as I will need it again to whip the cream. A sunny Saturday in April, my husband mowing the lawn, the children at home for the Easter half term, and I'm standing here in my little kitchen whipping cream for the cake. Life is so good and I never take it for granted. I notice and appreciate every one of these days, and I truly know how lucky I am. I know everyone has their own definition of happiness, and this is pretty much mine.
From Global's interim monitoring, a reporting news.
Since my mom is visiting, we have a little bit more freedom. We usually don't have any help with the children, but today she stayed at home with Rosa and Jacob, and we went on a little day trip. We're back in Dartmoor National Park, driving through historic villages and across bridges built near the original medieval clapper bridges like the one you see now. We're off to visit a place that's been on my list for over a year. If you're new to my channel, it might come as a surprise that I love gothic fiction and classic ghost stories. I absolutely relish in dark, mysterious atmosphere, and the English countryside is one of the most perfect settings imaginable. About a year ago, I learned about a lonely farmhouse on the desolate moorlands of Dartmoor, known for its eerie atmosphere and numerous ghost stories. The farmhouse is built near the Nun's Cross, dating back to at least the 13th century. The cross is a medieval marker guiding monks traveling along the monastic route known as the Abbot's Way. For centuries, this cross has stood silently, looking over the windswept expanse of moorland that stretches for miles in every direction. The farmhouse was built in 1870 by farmer John Hopper. One of the local legends speaks of the farmer's wife who went out one foggy November evening, alarmed by the cries of distressed cows. Still in her nightgown, she was never seen again. Some say they've heard cries in the wind, footsteps when no one's around, and even seen wet footprints appear inside the house. I believe there's even a ghost hunting video on YouTube filmed by people who stayed overnight. Don't be fooled by the spooky appearance. The building is not abandoned. You can actually book a stay, and it sleeps up to 27 people. Although there's no running water, there are bunk beds and wood burner inside. Just imagine staying here on a foggy evening, knowing there isn't another house for miles around. It's easy to see why this place would stir the imagination and make people believe in ghost stories, especially with the Nun's Cross within sight. This trip really helped me to capture on video why I love the English countryside so much. The moors are scattered with ancient stone circles, burial mounds, medieval clapper bridges, and stone crosses once used by monks. And now, in the modern world, people walk the same hills just for the joy of it. Here in England, the history feels very much alive, not contained to museums or tickets, but living in the land all around you. Now let's finish the meringue roulade. I need to flip it upside down, and as you can see, I'm not quite sure how to proceed. made a small change to the recipe and didn't mix lemon curd into the whipped cream. I prefer to keep layers of curd and cream separate. And now onto the rolling part, which will show if my cake is a success or a fail. Okay, so the meringue did crack in few places, but it held its shape and it's less messy than last time. So I guess I can say I'm improving. If you have any advice on what I could have done better, please share it with me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.